record this so I can have it.
Do you is there a way you can see my pointer? Or
you want to do it on my screen is what you're saying, right?
yeah.
I'm going to give you keyboard and mouse controls.
All right. So what did you want to go over first?
Okay, let's start with setting up the pipe systems.
Right.
Say we want to add a new, let's say a plumbing system or something, and we want to add in, different pieces and parts to it or whatever. So
okay. Well, what I usually do is I find the one that that has the closest pieces that I want.
Right.
Just go to Vent. You go here. It's your Setup Service button.
Right.
And you would create a new one.
Okay.
And it'll ask you if you want to make a copy.
Right. Best way to do that is copy.
Yep.
Here, hold on. I'm going to drag this over. It's going on another screen. All right.
Oh, I see. Okay. And they're using this, which is looks a lot nicer and newer than the old version. Okay. But what I always do is, this is the service template.
Right.
And the service template is what contains all these parts.
Okay.
Not the service itself.
Okay.
So I always make a copy of the template as well. That way I never mess up the original.
Right.
So let's just let's do that. That's your initials, right?
Yeah.
So then you hit, oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to that. Delete this one. I changed the name of the original one. Which is here. Now let's get that. You gotta hit new first, and then you can rename it. So now you have your new event service.
Right. Just name it whatever we wanted to. Okay. Yeah.
When you're doing annotation, like if you're setting up where you're telling it what type of pipe and what size.
Right. Yeah.
This is where the abbreviation.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right.
So I use V for vent.
Right.
So now you've got all these pieces here.
Right.
And say where we are, we don't use long sweeps with vent.
Right.
So I would just take this out. And now you're editing the service template. That's why we made a copy. So, you can just hit that, right click, and get rid of that button because we don't need long sweeps.
Okay.
We don't need long sweep streets. So you can get rid of all the pieces you don't need.
Right, gotcha.
Why do we need traps?
Okay.
Now, that's the easy part. There's another step, though.
Okay.
Because they're not very intuitive in all this. So we created our service now. Now, if you want it to work in design line,
right,
it's a little bit different. There's normally I have a toolbar here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I did too until yesterday for some reason. This is a demo version of it, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you're on trial. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, all of those pieces are in the button mappings tab, one screen back. So after you make your service template, which is what this is,
right,
and you hit OK, you come back here and you select your service you just made, and you go to button mappings. And you got to make sure to take out, if it didn't already, it might in this new version, take out what you took out on the service.
Okay.
And it looks like it might have already, because I'm not seeing it in there. Button branch 90 SW. Let's look at the button code. 91. Okay, they don't even have their button codes set up. It doesn't look like. All right, this is what the important part of design line is, having all these button codes set up. I'm just going to try a design line real quick.
Right.
And see if it actually works. Orange. Well, they must have the button codes in there because it's putting in the T's and the elbows. Maybe it's better now and you don't have to edit that stuff. It might do it intuitively.
Right.
But let's try adding a piece that's not in there.
Okay.
And see what happens. Oh, I'm on vent. Let's erase that and fill it in with our service that we just made. It's using quarter bend still, so that's good. All right, now let's try adding something in. So what would be good? What would be good? How about 22 is 45. Or we're using cast iron, right? Or no, this is
It's no hub, I think it is, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
How about man, I got everything. Double sanitary. Let's do a cross. So you drag your button in. No, it's not the same piping, but that's okay.
That's all right.
You put it in order of how you want it to use it.
Okay.
You got a question?
Yeah, how did you, I just got on here, Jeremy, it's Rick. How did you drag the button in? I'm sorry, I missed that.
You just drag it from your folders over here.
Right.
Just drag your button in and you place it where you need it.
Okay. And why is it important on the order they're in?
Because the software will pull from the first available.
Okay.
At least that was the explanation when I had my training.
Right.
It may be different in this new version, but I always put things in the order of how often I use them.
Okay.
So obviously pipe first, the couplings, bushings, reducers.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
So you'd want to put 90s first, and then 45s, and then maybe 22s, and.
Right. Exactly.
Then when you're routing the pipe, it'll pick the 90 first. If you want to change, say you don't want that 90, you want the 45, how do you change it?
Well, your design line needs to be drawn 45.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
It will do it based on your design line.
Okay.
But they told me it's good practice to set it up in order of how often that piece is used.
Right.
Right.
The most common first.
Right. Yeah. So we've got this in there. You got to set up the button code yourself.
Right.
So I'm just gonna. I don't think we've got anything else labeled CS, but let's see. Oh, we've got another sanitary. They labeled that sanitary cross. So let's just label this one as SCS. No, SC. Because they labeled the other one as CS. Oh no, they did SC as well. Our button codes all have to be different. And I don't think you have to fill this in, but I always make it the same as the button code.
Okay.
So now, before it gets to any of these other options, it should go to this one.
Okay.
And we have to add that to here as well. Four-way. So let's add one of these. Button code will be, we made it CS, right?
Right.
And you put this in order as well. So I'm going to put this at the top of all my four-ways.
Okay.
Okay. So this should be good. You see it appears in here in our tools.
Right.
I'm going to erase the 3D items, and I am going to create that cross here. And what it should do is fill in using the cross that we picked, which is this one.
PWV. Okay, yeah. PVC.
Yep.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Right. And that's basically how you set all these up.
Okay.
You could make a service from scratch doing all that.
Right.
But you have to keep track of, make sure you're using the proper button codes, putting them in there in the right orders, and then you can create the whole service from scratch.
Okay. Now, I noticed that when you do that design line, it's actually putting hangers in. Is there any way to control that? How do you control those hangers?
Yeah, you can. There's a couple ways. Let's just erase. Under supports here, you can right-click on the tab and just exclude it from fill, or you can right-click on each individual item and exclude it. But let's just do the tab for now, and you'll see no hangers.
Okay. I got
you. Adding them later is kind of a pain in the ass if you erase your design line. Because your design line will place all your hangers per your spec, and I think it just uses a standard thing like 5 feet apart.
Right.
Right now. But if you get rid of your design line, you won't be able to fill the whole thing at once.
Right. I gotcha.
So you can do it this way, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing, but let's just try. First, let me fill this in. So that's okay. Let's just pretend that our design line is, did I just close the whole thing? The whole toolbar?
What were you looking for? Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to close the design line. That's okay. There's a command to open it. Let me just find that real quick. Unless you know a quick way.
I forgot. I've only played with this a little bit. Um,
That's okay. There's a really simple command.
okay.
I think it's top bar. No.
Maybe. I was thinking it should be on that. Ribbon up there somewhere.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's in gear pack. It's so stupid in this new version.
Hold on a second. Let me try this.
Okay.
See if it pops up. Oh, it didn't pop up. Wonder why. I would think it would be like in tools. What's the name of it?
I usually call it top bar, but T-bar. Just try typing T-bar.
There it is.
Well, that gets you that toolbar. Where's the rest of it?
There's the toolbar it was missing.
Yeah, that's the one I was missing.
I don't need that. I don't need that. Huh.
Sorry about that. It's my
That's
first
all
time
right.
using this new,
That's
new
fine.
version.
That's fine. Hold on a second.
Oh, sure, sure.
Let me see if I can go over to Rick's machine and figure it out.
I don't even have mine
Well,
on yet, Rob.
I'm gonna keep searching over here too.
No. I've been trying to watch here.
You got AutoCAD open?
No.
Open AutoCAD. 13. You would think that would be a button in here somewhere. Well, here's one way to do it.
Yeah, that works. What I was going to try and show you, though, is that you just have to place each hanger individually.
Right. Take off. There it is.
Oh, perfect.
Now we can open up that file again.
Did you download all those resources that I?
Yes, I did. I started looking at them this morning. That's actually
There's a couple of really good files in there, design line test files.
right.
And when you want to make a new service, especially from scratch,
Right.
they have all the sizes, all the bends, everything you would need to test right in there. So you just hit fill in 3D
Right.
on a single design line, it fills in everything, and you look for what's missing, and then you can go back and fix it. So
Oh, great.
That's a really nice.
Yeah, I'll go through those. All right. Well, so we learned how to do that. That's just setting up systems. I guess that looks pretty simple. I guess we just have to do some trial and error. And
Yeah, it's all trial and error when I do it too.
yeah.
I try to add things, try to take things away. There is a way. I'm not familiar. They showed me a little bit, but you can create where you have multiple pieces inside of one button,
Oh,
and
really?
they will fill in together. Yeah, like if you need to place a copper or a PVC to copper fitting, and then a valve, and then another PVC to copper fitting, and then go back to PVC again. There's assemblies you can create, and there's a help file inside of those resources I gave you, which if you need to create assemblies, it should teach you how.
Okay.
They didn't have that help file back when I got trained on it, so I've just been building all my assemblies from scratch. I just put them in when I need them and copy and paste.
Okay.
But if you need to put them in design line and have them in your service, it should be able to show you how to do that.
Okay. All right. So, the design line, is that on its own layer? Design. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's part of the service.
No, I was just wondering if we leave that design line in there, will it plot with that layer? I was just wanting to get rid of it,
Well, it depends what you're doing. If you're doing duct work, where most things are flat or 45s or 90s,
Right.
and you don't have pitch, I would probably leave my design line on the drawing and just turn the layer off or make the layer invisible.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. So it is on its own layer. Yeah.
Yeah.
P-vent, design. Okay.
Design. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just leave it on and turn it back on when you're working it.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're doing pitch pipe, design line, it's helpful when you're doing it in the beginning.
Right.
But when you need to edit something, it's not so helpful, because once you pitch it, you can't snap to places anymore. It's different elevations all along the pipe, and
Right.
design line works on elevations.
Right.
So I can show you that if you want here.
Well, okay, yeah, let's do something else first, and then we'll go. I'm just going to ask you just to show us how you would draw a system out. But how do we control the layers for each system?
Okay, that's also in the service,
Okay.
which seems to be.
It's up here now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we can just move that.
There you go.
All right. So that is in here. Layer tag. Wow, they've simplified this quite a bit, which is
Right.
nice. And you change it all here. Your layer colors, your layer tags. Layer tag 1, obviously, you can see how it comes out. This one's
Right.
on MP, and then that would be layer tag 1. Here's layer tag 2, CWF weld, which will be here. And what comes out in the third part there? Well, anyway, let's go to that, how you control that, because I only use layer tag 1, and that's it.
Okay.
I do not use layer tag 2.
Okay.
And I believe you control that in your database here. Take off, layering. Yeah, you tell it which ones to use. So you can, I'll say CAD type layer tag. That's what's coming up here, 3D. So you can toss all these over here. You can configure which layer tags you're using and which ones you're not.
Okay, so what do? You just select it? How do you change the layer?
Well, right now it's using these 3. Whatever's on
Right.
the right is what it's going to use.
Okay.
So
But how do I change the layer color? And let's say if I wanted like the center line to be a certain color or not plotted at all.
The center line of the pipe?
Yeah. Because I don't like those plotted like that. I like them. I'll go ahead and plot them sometimes, but I'll plot them real light.
Right. What color are our center lines here?
They look kind of like they're grayscaled. But so let's say if I wanted to change the color of that pipe, so that it draws in a certain color, how would we do that?
Let me see your layers tag real quick. I just want to see what color things are coming up as, because it's a combination of plot styles and how you've set your layers up.
Right, and that's another thing I would want those center lines to plot, different, like a dashed line or something. I just need to know how to control all that.
Right. I usually do not plot my center lines.
Yeah, I don't want to, but sometimes people ask for it. But.
Okay. Well, here you change your colors.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. All right.
Right.
Okay.
So if you change it in here, it's not going to automatically change the layer. You're going to have to go change the layer. I mean, that's provided you've already done some work.
Right. Yeah, you have to change that, but it'll change all future pipe. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Change it here, and then go change the layer color, and you should be good.
Right.
This one specifically. Don't change the other ones. Here's your center line.
All right. Okay. All right. So most of that's all done with AutoCAD. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. That's a lot easier than freaking MEP. You have to go through a freaking act of God to get it to change. Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad at all to do that
right.
stuff. You can add insulation after the fact, or you can do it through design line.
How do you change it after?
You select the piece,
right
click, and CADMep properties, and it's under manufacturing. Yes. Insulation, you can turn it. This is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Sort of general. Outside, you can set up your types and your size.
Right.
This is a 1 inch. And it always does this when you're editing it after the fact. And
right.
no matter if I press yes or no, it seems to
add it.
Well, I guess on this system it doesn't. On mine, it no matter which one I pick, I guess I fixed that on this one. So you got to press yes.
It might have been a bug, huh?
Yeah, that's just bad. So 1 1/4.
Okay.
And there you go. It's showing you're lagging.
Okay.
No, it's not oversizing the hangers though. It doesn't look like.
Right, because the hangers filled in prior to us. It won't change your hangers automatically.
If you go ahead.
If you have insulation on while you're drawing, will it oversize the hangers then for the outside of the? Okay.
Yeah, if you're in design line,
right, and
there should be an option in here to tell it to use insulation. First, let's pick 2 inch. Fixed by offset. There used to be a whole section in here for telling it to use insulation. Got to be in one of these menus up here. Well, let's see what I know you can do it this way. You can edit each piece of your line. See how it's selecting the piece that I click on?
Right.
and you can do it right here. Okay, you used to be able to do it right there. This is frustrating. Yeah, there's got to be a way to turn that on where you can do installation during the design line process, because that's not good if they took that out. See, on mine I have this whole extra section of information here.
Right.
Where it allows me to select installation on and the size of the installation, and then when I fill it in and I want my hangers on it, my hangers are oversized for the installation.
Okay.
I mean, that's got to be in there somewhere. It's probably just turned off. I couldn't imagine that they'd
So
take
you're
that
saying
out. And,
in order to add insulation to design line, you're missing something there. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I'm missing a tool here.
Okay, so Rick, write that down. We'll have to call them and ask them how to do it.
And normally, right underneath this section, there's right above the buttons, there'll be a section for picking insulation.
Okay.
And you turn it on or off, and then you draw away and fill it in, and you have your installation. Your hangers are all properly sized, and everything's good.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Well, show us how you would say start drawing a system out. Let's say you're going to start a system and at a certain elevation and pitch it and all that stuff. Just show us the process that you go through. Do you need like a drawing to follow, or do you?
No, we can just make something up.
Yeah, just kind of draw, about half the fittings you'd normally use and stuff like that. And you said you don't use design line all the time, or you do?
Design line gets me about 90% there, 95% there.
Right.
And some things you're just going to have to do on your own unless you're like a genius at it.
Right.
Which, I mean, some people are.
Right. So you use design line for basic start, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's just say you're going to start a system out. Let's say you got a 6-inch rainwater leader or something. You're going to pitch it.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to put it at 0.
Okay.
Or here, let's do...
let's say it's 8 feet or 10 feet or something. Mine is 10 or something. Whatever.
I always use inches.
Okay.
It might be better in this new version, but I always use inches because it seems to have less problems.
Okay.
So that's fine, and then we want to come up. Let's just come right up out of the ground. Changing elevation. These are just going to be 90s.
Right.
So now I've come up to 2 feet.
Right.
And then let's come up to that's 8, right? 96.
Yeah.
So now I'm up to 8 feet. Here, let me come over here so you can see this. And now let's turn this way. And I'm going to put a clean out. So normally what I do is I just force it to use a combo by drawing like that.
Okay.
And then I delete the extra piece of pipe later.
Okay.
If you don't know the exact sizes, which I don't know them all by heart, just do it like that and delete the extra pipe later.
Okay.
It's the easiest way. So let's do a 6x4 combo over here. inch and draw a little more. Four inch that way. 4 inch that way.
Now, it will know to put combinations there and not T's based on
what you set
how
up
this
in
is
here.
set up. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like they've got combinations coming first, and actually they don't have. Yeah, they're not using T's in their sanitary, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Say you've got a branch line, and you need to raise the elevation of it, and you want to do it with a Y and a 45. Roll it.
All right. Hey, Rick, let's let him finish this. That's what I was going to ask him, how to edit stuff later.
Okay.
Yeah, let's let him draw something out.
So I'm just going to put your ortho. Where's what is that? Where we can select?
There's ortho right there.
Yeah, how do we get 45s in there? This is a little bit different too than normal.
Oh, so you can 45. It's O track, isn't it? It should be on.
Is it in there?
Yeah. O track settings. Hit O track settings real quick and see if it. There's 45.
Polar tracking. That's
Yeah,
what we
polar
want.
tracking, right. It's in there.
Yeah.
You just have to turn off the ortho. There you go.
Oh, we're good now. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Delete this guy. What in the hell?
Turn off ortho. F8 or F. One of those two. I can't. There you go.
Oh, okay. Excellent. That's what we want. So, and then we'll just go up to 10 feet. Maybe a little higher. All right. I'm going to place a P-trap. Before you place P-traps on your design line, always go to line create and make sure this is green first.
Okay.
And then click your part you want to place. You'll get the little double cross.
Right.
Then you got and then pick where you want it, and you're good.
Okay.
Usually I'll do a fill at this point to make sure everything's working. It looks like my trap's in there. Did I do something weird here? Yeah, see, something's wrong over here. So, erase 3D. Yeah, I screwed up on this elevation because it's supposed to be at 96. I put it at 120. So line edit. Elevation 96. That's better. See, now this is flat. Fill in 3D. Now I've got a Y.
Okay.
All right, so now I know all my fittings are working. It looks like it's done something strange over here. It's using reducers instead of a reducing combo, but that might be because it doesn't have a reducing combo for those sizes.
Right.
Wait, there's a reducing combo for 6:4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be 6 to 4.
Yeah, they don't have a reducing combo in the service. So that's why it's doing that. You'd have to add in your reducing combos.
Does it have reducing combos in the set there, is what you're saying?
Right, right.
Combination. Okay.
Yeah.
So we could just edit that one set too, right? And just throw it in there.
You could double this up. Did you take control away from me?
No. Go ahead. Try it again.
I think,
Nothing? Hold on.
yeah,
Let me
no.
get back to you.
I think I'm just frozen up.
Try it now.
There's a connection problem or something. Yeah, I've lost everything.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to try to reconnect.
Okay.
The nice part about this new version, though, is you don't have to deal with all the licensing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, having the little hasp key and all that stuff. Yeah.
That, yep. And if you want the building data, they have their own little building data site where you can download all these kinds of equipment and pieces.
Right. Yeah, we haven't gotten into that yet. We bought it, but we don't have it yet.
Yeah, you have to check out a license on each computer and then check it back in when you want to go to another computer, and it's a pain in the ass. And I think they've done away with that stupid licensing scheme. All right, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, what I think they do now is it's just per license, per seat. I don't know if you can go from computer to computer. I guess if you're networking, though, you'd have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get started drawing pipe and stuff like that. Now, what's on that content thing? Is it got different piping systems as well?
Yeah, it's basically a parts library.
All right, so it has
So
equipment, right? Like
yeah.
HVAC equipment, and plumbing equipment, and then it has different piping systems that you don't get with the vanilla version. Is that what that is?
Yeah, well, you're not going to get systems. You will get the pieces, and you can make your own system based on those pieces.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah, if there's something in there like some strange manufacturer you don't see, you can check on building data, and they have a pretty good library there.
Yeah, I think the only reason we'd ever do that is if we had to spool anything out. I don't think we need to get all that accurate, but
Yeah, if you're prefabbing.
Right.
Do I have control now, or?
Let me see here. Hold on. I don't even see your name up there. Hold on. You haven't come back in.
Oh, what the hell?
No.
Yeah, it's giving me an error that I'm having trouble connecting to the server.
Really?
I see the screen. It's just, I can't.
You can see the screen going in and out?
No, it's not going in and out.
It's just locked.
Sitting there. Yep.
Try to close out of the meeting and log back in.
Okay.
Now I'll give you keyboard.
That's better. All right. All right. So now we've got this piping in here.
Right.
It looks like it's filled in all our fittings the way we want it. Next step is get rid of your 3D items. You want to pitch this now.
Right.
You go to line edit and select everything. Right click and it's fall. And here's how you set your fall. So 1/8 inch is 9/6.
Okay.
So it's 1 in XX. It's the same as like setting your paper space scales. 48 is 1/4 inch, 96 is 1/8 inch. So we do that, but it doesn't automatically pop in. Normally when you do a view fill in 3D,
Right.
it should pop in, but I always like to do calculate first, and you see it changed.
Right.
And then you can fill it in. and you've got a pitched pipe system there.
Okay.
Now the problem editing, I usually delete my design line at this point
Right.
because it's pitched now, and if I want to connect to this design line,
Right.
I have to go back and unpitch everything, delete everything, unpitch it, and then I can draw my branches and then repitch it, and then I have to go back and delete, everything again. I have to delete my extra pipe pieces like this here.
Right.
It's just a pain. So what I normally do is I just delete my my design line after I pitched it.
Okay.
Like I said, with ductwork or with maybe even with water lines,
Right.
since they're not pitched, it'd be more worth it to leave that design line in there.
Okay.
So now if I want to add a branch now, what I do is I would take off a combo, take off his cut-in, okay, and so then you select the piece that you want to take off,
Right.
and then you can snap to a circle over here or something to get it lined up right,
Right.
and then you have your, why did it annotate it with a number?
I was playing around with those tags and stuff. I may have had it automatically do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna.
So now I've got this piece, and we're using no hub, so I'll throw a coupling on the end. Oh, I selected pipe. I thought that was coupling. Here's the coupling.
It doesn't
Alright,
put a coupling
another-
already on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you put another piece in, it'll throw a coupling. But I don't want it to put another piece in because I've got to pitch more pipe.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not pitched properly.
Okay.
Now I'll go back and create a new design line.
Oh.
I know that's 4-inch. Elevation not used. And I'm going to snap to I usually snap to center. And, oh, they still have that turned off in this version too. I'm sorry, if you want to snap to it, it's not going to snap to the 3D object. So before you go in design line, draw yourself something to snap to. Now we can go in here. Elevation not used because we're snapping. And we're going to create. Now we got something to snap to. Center. You can draw your new branch here, which I did not pick a size for, so I'm going to do that after the fact by going to line edit. Change constraints to 4-inch.
When it turns red like that, it means there's an error or something?
It was red because I had not selected a constraint, which that's something new too. Normally, it would just automatically select the lowest constraint. It was set to this.
Okay. I got you. All right.
Now we can pitch this or continue to draw
Right.
on this. If we need to add more branches, we can continue to draw and then pitch this design line, and then it matches up with the rest of this pipe, and we're all good.
Okay.
So, I mean, this drawing pitch pipe is a pain in the ass, but, I mean, this is the best way that I've been able to do it. And you do it for a while, it starts to come real quick.
It's smart enough that it knows which direction it's supposed to be pitching without setting any thing
No,
on that.
you have to pitch this design line too. So,
Okay,
yeah, you do have to go in now that you've made this new design line.
right.
But the point is that it's starting at the right elevation.
Right.
So you can go in and then set the fall, calculate it, see it pitches, and fill it in, and now you have a branch that is meeting your other main branch.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. How do you control those the rods, lengths?
That I to be honest, I don't know how.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But you can. It's something with sectioning, and I believe you do it in your database.
We can find that out if we have to.
Here's your sections. I tried messing with this a little bit with some minor success, but I have not been able to get that far where I'm setting my rod lengths.
Okay.
We don't do prefab, so my shop doesn't care.
Right. And more and more of these BIM style jobs, they're wanting hangers and stuff in them, and we'll have to learn how to do that. It's a pain in the butt.
Well,
it takes forever.
Yeah, I will leave the hangers in if they want to see hangers.
Right.
It does its job for collision detection.
Yeah, but they've got to go all the way to
for,
the deck or the elevation that, like, if you're hanging off of a. Actually, they should probably go to the deck height.
Yeah. Right.
Let me see here. What if you wanted to, say you had a piece of duct or something else that you wanted to jump over top of it or drop underneath it, like right at this point? What would you do?
All right. Well, I'll show you with a piece of pipe.
Okay.
Attacher off. Just to make sure we're not going to attach this to anything. Just put a 4-inch pipe here, and I'm just going to put it in there. All right. So now if I'm in collision, first I got to raise that up to elevation, which is, does it show it down there in the bottom left corner?
I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah.
Where do you see it at?
No.
Where is it normally at?
It's usually right down here.
Where?
Wherever you move it, right here.
Oh.
Wherever you move your mouse, it'll show your coordinate.
Right.
It's one of those options down there.
If you select one of them, you should come in your properties elevation, right?
Yeah, if you just hover your mouse over.
Right. The center line is 8.2.
Center line, yeah, okay, that's good enough. So we'll raise the center line of this pipe to 8.2, which should be at 0. Yeah.
How did you do that?
Oops. You just select the object.
Right.
I hit move. It wants you to select the base point, so I just hit enter. And then I type in 0, 0.
Oh, okay. All right. That's how you, okay.
Comma 8.2.
Yeah. All right.
So you're just moving things around as if it was normal AutoCAD.
Right. I like that.
So now, yeah, yep. Now these are in conflict. So if you're editing it later, turn off snap so we don't. I would pull back, attach another piece.
Right.
And I would hold down Alt key.
Oh, here, hold on.
What happened there?
There you go.
Okay. When you hold down Alt and you're using an attacher arrow and you're holding down Alt,
Right.
you can select the length. So I'm just going to put 24 inches. Okay.
Hold on.
What happened now?
There you go. All that stuff's going on.
It's automatic collision detection.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't care though, so
Yeah.
it's fine. All right. So now I'm going to put one more piece. Wow. I usually turn my automatic off. You can do that in here. Put one more piece on the end of that one. So now we're all in line.
Right.
Now what I do is I'll take the centerpiece, use a move up 8 inches, and then there's a nice little tool, and I hope I can find it in here. It's called Fill Between Two Ends, and it's awesome. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's pretty cool, though. It allowed me to place them. Are these still selected, or is my graphics just...
It doesn't, I can't tell.
They look like dashed lines to me, but I think that's just GoToMeeting. There, that's better. All right, so we can find the fill between two ends tool, where are the rest of their?
Hold on a second.
All right.
What's this I couldn't call the ribbon? No? Ribbon load, maybe?
Ugh. What is that?
Huh. I had that ribbon. Hold on a second.
Sure.
What is this thing? Is this AutoCAD 13?
Yeah, it should be 13.
Oh, wow. I had a... This has got all of my migrated stuff in from other AutoCAD. How did that happen? That's weird. We don't want that because it's not going to give you... You know what I'm going to do? Hold on real quick.
Sure.
File. Save as. Drawing one. Yes. Close. What's this? Close. No.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm a little bit slow on some of this stuff. It's
That's
a new
all right.
version. Never seen it
That's
before.
what I figured was
First
going to
time.
happen. I already figured that would happen.
Okay.
There we go. Here we go. Now let me open it. Let me do takeoff. Huh. Oh, takeoff.
So it wants you to load that every time
What's
on
that?
your own?
Well, no, for
That-
some reason, see, now look at, here's my workspaces. It only has the
Yeah.
ones in here. For some reason, when I loaded it up a different way last time, and it loaded up some stuff from AutoCAD 12. All right, there we go. Hey, Rick.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Rick, can you turn that air conditioner down a little bit? All right. So are you going to do the auto connect?
Right. And it looks like they've got it in here. Multi-point fill between two ends. That's what we want.
Right.
Now, I like the depreciated older version.
Right.
So I'm going to hit no. It's asking you what you want it to use. I just hit select all,
Right.
because then it just gives you all the options.
Right.
And now I'm going to come over here, select this end, and then I'll select my coupling.
Right.
Now it says it's got two different ways to do it.
Right.
So hit next, that's the other way. It's going to use 45s either way.
Right.
But I'm going to put it's the one closer to the pipe.
Right. It would use 60s or 30s or whatever you have, right, if you wanted,
Yeah.
if it
I
was
should
available.
Probably, actually. Exactly. I'm going to move this back a little bit and see if it gives us any more options. Yeah, 6 options now.
Right. And you could do the same thing when you want to roll a fitting, right?
Yes.
Compound miter. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Like if you wanted to change the elevation and the horizontal position.
Right. Right.
Yeah. You do fill
Yeah.
two ends and it'll connect it for you.
Okay.
But then you do the same on this side, and then you have your offset.
Okay. That seems
Where did you find that button at again? Right there? Okay.
fill
Gotcha.
between
Yep.
two ends.
And out of all the fill options, that's the only one I ever use. It will do like a fill from a polyline, which is I haven't played with that much.
Right.
They put this in probably because somebody had a drawing from an engineer that was all polylines,
Right.
and they wanted a quick way to convert it to 3D.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't see the point. It works fine just with the way it is.
Yep.
What else? Anything else, Rick, you can think of?
Not. I still want to see like roll a combination or T or on like a welded pipe system.
Right.
Roll a T on a 45 with a 45 coming off of it.
So
instead of your T in your main line looking straight up, roll it or sideways. Roll it
you want
45.
the combo facing up, or 40 rolled on a 45.
Rolled on a 45, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just draw a straight piece of pipe.
That's one of the things you're not going to be able to do with design line.
Design line. You have to put it in afterwards.
Yeah, it's not that smart. So
Okay.
say, let's just take this one that we put in earlier.
All right.
I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Oh, I'm still snapping. Yeah, when you're not inside of design line, you can snap to these, but when you are, it won't let you. There was some bug that they were trying to fix, and it would crash AutoCAD.
Right.
And they never fixed it, so they just turned off snapping to 3D objects.
That's the easy fix.
Yeah. So we don't need this anymore. We want to roll this piece.
Right.
So I'm going to set my attacher to the base point of where I'm rolling. And then it helps to be in your isometric view over here. And you can use rotate object, or you can do it in here, the last option. It's going to ask you if you want multiple objects. No, I just want to rotate this one. But say I left that coupling on there.
Right.
I could select that too, and it would roll everything from this base point.
Okay.
So I'm just going to hit the angle. Instead of pressing M, I'm just going to do an angle of 45. Hopefully it doesn't roll it the wrong way. It did not. It rolled it up.
Okay.
So let's then increase the elevation of this. Let's just go 2 feet higher. And now we should be able to fill that in. Oops, I picked the wrong one. Yeah. Okay, so I select this now, and the end, which is there, and it didn't work. That's another thing with pitch pipe.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain in the ass when you're doing stuff like this, because when I rolled this,
Right.
it's not in line with this anymore.
Right.
Right.
Right. Gotcha.
And the easiest way I found is to just move the pipe, because it's like a 1/16 of an inch off.
It won't connect to the 1/16 of an inch, right?
Yeah,
That's a pain in the butt, but
it is.
it's
And
accurate.
then and then raise it up to your elevation again.
Right. Then move it
Now
off.
pull it back. Yep. And now, yeah, what else? Do it. And now it should fill no problem.
Hit next. You want that to 45.
It took it. There it go. Yeah. Okay.
That's new. Wow. It's actually asking to roll the thing. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see what it looks like in the. There's a 3D object viewer in here that's pretty
Right.
nice, which is this icon.
Okay. What are
It
those?
looks like it did.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What are those red?
Those are tags that are it's piece numbering it,
Okay.
and I got to turn those off.
Yeah, you can. I have all my annotations off until the end, and then I just select the items I want and toggle them
All right.
later.
Okay. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Anything else, Rick, that you need to learn?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Jeremy?
This is messed up. This didn't fill properly. It put in a quarter bend.
It sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, it's probably because I didn't select the pipe the right way. That's okay. Let's do it in this window, and then should be all right. See, we're using this is the new version of the fill
Right.
between two ends, which is kind of cool too,
Right.
because it lets you
Let you
look at
see
it.
what it is. Yeah.
But I prefer to use the old version when I'm working because it's way quicker.
Right.
There
Okay.
we go. That's right.
All right. So, Jeremy, what are the things that the problems that you run into from time to time that we probably should look for? I mean, what's the hardest thing about drawing with this that you?
Pitch pipe. I mean, is that why you guys got this for doing plumbing work? Or?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pitch pipe is the biggest pain in the ass ever.
Right.
When you're doing water and
Mhm.
you draw with your design line, you're going to be pretty much done when you're done with your design line.
Right.
And then if you need to change it later, it's no problem. With anything that's flat, no problem.
Yeah,
But all
pitch
the
pipe
pitch
is always a
stuff-
pain in the ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way to run parallel pipes,
What do you mean?
like a supply and
Like-
return side by side?
Like a rack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can start a new.
Say you're running some domestic water and supply return and
Yeah, there's a neat little trick with the design line. Oh, here. Nice icon. Soldered. Let's just pick 1 inch. And I'm gonna do. What is it? Filling in automatically?
it looks like
That's
it. Huh?
interesting. It's really interesting. All right. Anyway, so I've made this design line. There's a command you can use. Copy des line.
Copy. Oh, des
Copy.
line. Des line. Okay.
Yep. You select that, and it asks you for a horizontal offset, and I'm just going to put in 8 inches. And the vertical offset also 8 inches. And you'll see what it's done here.
Is it
Is it-
copy your design line over? Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It's copied it exactly over, so that you can do this multiple times. And if you need to change the size, you can activate the design line by clicking on it.
Right.
You can go to Edit, and you can change your constraints here. I need this one to be 2 inch.
Right.
And then fill it in.
So
And now
is
you've
it
got
putting it
one.
in, is it putting it in 2 different systems or?
No, but that's easy to fix as well. You just erase your 3D items, change your system,
Right.
hot
Oh,
water,
okay.
and fill it in again.
Gotcha.
you've got
All
hot
right.
water.
There you go. All right.
Very simple.
Yeah, that's real simple. I like
Yeah,
that.
you're going to have a really easy time with anything that's flat.
All right. The only thing we got to figure out is how to put freaking insulation on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like I said, there's supposed to be a tool here.
Yeah, we'll call them Monday morning and find out. Okay. Drawing in a rise, that's pretty simple. I guess now Draw.
So you want to know
Draw
about
slow.
annotations and stuff?
How about spool drawings? Have you ever played with those yet, or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Say you just wanted to spool those pieces out that you just drew.
These here?
Yeah, it's just something simple. It'll be fine.
All right. I'm going to get rid of the design lines.
Just spool that red one out.
Okay. Create spool.
Right.
You can name your spool. I'm just going to leave it spool 1. Okay. I haven't really played with any of these settings, but it does a good job. Let's get spool on OK, and you select your object. Okay, hit enter. Now you place your numbers.
Right.
And this is highly configurable, but I don't use it all the time.
Right.
Again, because our company doesn't prefab.
Right.
They will set you up something more advanced. They should set you up something more advanced.
Yeah, we'd have to get a list, a pipe list. Yeah, okay. That seems pretty simple.
And
we just got to set up the template for it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to have to go figure it out.
Yeah, I think I'll look when I'm back at the office. There's a template they gave us that creates like a little list of materials and lengths and everything.
Yeah, dimensions and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could do that, I appreciate it. It would give us I mean, dealing with them is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
all
hopefully they get better now that Autodesk took over.
Well, I'm having problems with them already, but.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I buy something from them, I figured, at least 2 or 3 weeks they could get somebody here, not 2 or 3 months. and also the help files in here are like from version 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, you go through the help tools and it's showing different things that are not available to you. So I mean, that's completely worthless to me. So
no, you're right. Right. Yeah, the help file that I gave you is going to be for the older versions as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
a lot of
if
it's
some
going to
use.
apply.
It's if some use, but you still have to go try to figure out where they've moved the option to or whatever. The dialog boxes are different.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'd say about 85% of this looks pretty much the same.
Yeah. Okay.
That's 85%. So you can delete this drawing. It's created this CWG on your F drive. So
yeah, that's fine. Now let's go ahead and annotate it. Is there easier ways to do it than just piece by piece, or? That's the only thing I figure out how to do it is piece by piece.
Let's go in here real quick in your database settings and CAD settings. It's a little bigger. All right, here's where you set all this up.
Right.
That's where you turn on auto for your number text.
Right, we're going to turn that off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was playing with earlier.
Normally what I do, let's see, we're doing size text. I do above and along the length.
Right.
And that should be good.
Okay,
let's apply that.
Above the pipe and along the length, okay.
Yeah. So that's for your size text. And what that should do, let's make sure, I toggle on a piece. Okay, why don't you just auto align it?
I've got it set, I think, to where you pick the positions.
Okay. What I normally do is I just auto. I receive on auto, and I select all the pieces I'm going to annotate at once.
Okay, and then you just
I toggle it on.
Move the ones you need to move.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, show us how you do that.
Well, let me go back in here real quick and make sure it's set up the same way I use. you want to append, not the installation, the service abbreviation after, and change the round symbol to, this is how I do it,
Right.
so that it comes out in a way that, you know, people are used to looking at it.
Okay.
How do I turn off that, that should be the same. Oh, let me just try it. This one I've got to erase the text on. Oops, I keep pressing escape. And it makes my GoToMeeting window small again. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not going to do that. Let's just toggle sizes. Okay, it's still it's still going to do it. But yeah, I changed it so it's telling you the size and the service.
There you go. So that's fine. How about where's those abbreviations coming from? That's coming from the system type that we made, right?
Right. So we run hot water. For this one, we're on the hot water flow service.
Right.
So if we go into there, and then now we're going to edit the service information.
Right. You just edit that right there. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Now, let me see here. How do I control that text? I tried to put our text style in there, and it didn't seem to do it correctly. Is that text a little big, I think?
Yeah, and you control it through the, where's the annotation thingy? Here.
I've got it set on that MEP pipe, which is not that type of text.
That's okay. Four and a half inch.
Right.
You should control it in your database here. It should be in here as well.
I got text style right there. But there
Well,
might be another one.
Yeah, we got to change that on the
Right.
on the side text as well. What?
It's you might be able to copy the one from up there, maybe.
Yeah, let's see what happens. You do have to erase, whenever you do something like that, you're going to have to completely erase the
There we go.
that's better.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you'll eventually get this to a point where you're rarely ever changing any settings like this.
Right.
You just go.
Yeah,
Just
I'm going to have to play
take
with
off
it.
and yeah. Now for elevations, you've seen how I do mine, right?
Right.
Let's change that to the same. Rotate. What I like to do for my elevations is set this to view,
Right.
the default alignment, so that it's always facing right side up. Because
Right.
since the elevations are bigger, you're going to want to put them there and put an arrow.
Okay.
Let's just see how they. Oops. You can have them include lagging as well. I
Right.
don't because
Lagging
I
would be
tell
the
my plumbers where
installation.
to. Yeah. I tell my plumbers where to put the.
Yeah, they're gonna insulate it after they hang it. So.
Yeah. And I usually change this to just T and B, top and bottom.
Right.
But I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Let's just see how these come out. toggle levels. That's interesting. It's just giving you center lines.
How do we get the bottom elevation on there?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure. Got to be in here. Oh, it's just giving you support levels from section datum, yes.
Is that it right there?
Ignore level. It's one of these. Now, let me see if I can remote into my computer at work real quick. And oh, you know what? That's not going to work. But
Well, I tell you what. Here's what I wanted to do. I mean, if you're available, maybe for a few minutes in the evening during the week for some questions that we may not have covered.
oh yeah,
Or next week, next Saturday or something, maybe for an hour or two. I'd like to
yeah,
go ahead and do that if we could too.
yeah. That's fine.
Right, and if you want to figure that out for us, and maybe Monday night or something, you could tell us how to do it. You could probably just send us an email or something.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll check out all my settings and
Right.
maybe we can compare them and we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to look at over here, or how about you?
I think that's going to actually get us started.
I'm sure once we, get rolling with it, Jeremy, we're going to come up with questions that,
Right.
oh, gee, how do I do this?
Okay, well, there is, when you're working with design line, I would tell you this one more thing, because I screwed up a lot like this in the beginning.
Okay.
You draw your design line, right? And then you go and work on something, but you never close this out. So
Right.
you want to make you think you're making a new design line, but you're not. So even if you think you're making a new one because you go in there and create and you start drawing over here.
Right.
But it keeps them
This-
both in.
These are the same design line. These are one object. You can consider them one thing.
Okay. So you have to
Okay.
close out of that system or whatever.
Yeah, close out of that design line and then hit the new design line button. You see how they went gray?
Right.
The design line went gray, and that lets you know that it's turned off.
Right.
And then you can, Jesus, I'm zooming around too fast because of the remote connection. So now you draw another design line, and you're okay.
Okay.
And it should make them. Oh, I didn't pick a size, but you get the idea.
Right. Okay.
Make sure you do that because I screwed up a whole bunch. I drew like a whole system and started drawing a second system, and it was part of my first system because I didn't pay attention. And I had to go back and redraw the whole second part again. So
Oh yeah.
that
That
sucks.
sucks.
That's
All
the
right.
worst thing, having to redraw. So. But yeah, that's the one of the major important things that I've made a lot of mistakes at first. So I want to let you know.
Okay. Well, I think that's
Well,
going to
there's
get us
nothing else.
started. I'm going to have Rick play with this thing and over the weekend, and he can just get an idea what he needs, and maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or something if you're available on for an hour or so in the evening.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
The best thing to do is just open up a 2D plumbing drawing
Right.
and start going at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy. I'll go ahead and PayPal you right now, and
Okay.
we'll let you know if we need you, when we need you, and if you're available. We'll work something out.
Okay. Sounds
All right.
good.
I appreciate your time, buddy.
No problem.